Welcome to Liberal Agencies Television. We hope this video finds you well in your location across the globe. Today, we want to just be brief and just give couples a few tips on how to use food to build your love. Why food? I know our viewers may wonder why we've chosen food. We've chosen food because it's the most basic thing that we believe is available to everybody. You know, we could have chosen any other thing, but then it could be something that maybe other people it's not available, so we may discriminate on some other level of people. Because food, even if it is an area that there's starvation, at least you can be sure they'll, even after 1 day or two, they'll get a meal. So it's a basic thing that is going to be available to all couples across the world, even if it's 1 meal per day. So that is the reason we've chosen food, you know. But before we now set in, I want to allow our viewers, especially the new viewers, to kindly just take a moment to subscribe, and then you can proceed from there. Just 2 seconds. Thank you so much. To the people who have already subscribed, we want to take this time to say thank you to you for supporting us. Well, number one is eating together. If you can practice that when it's meal time, you all come together and share the food, you know, you gather together, the food is served, and then the people enjoy the food together. If you are, even if you have children, it's become more interesting. If you're just the two of you as a couple, it's given more time to talk, you know, build friendship, share some humorous stories, and that is how memories are built and you bond easily when you are sharing a meal together, you know. If you have a family of children are also involved, when the children are there, it brings more fun, you know. And it's also a good opportunity as a family. You can start learning a lot of things, including praying together. If today I pray for the food, tomorrow somebody else, maybe the children, that's how you start practicing, you know, learning some few things in the family that bring you together, like prayers. Another thing is learn your partner's favorite meal. What is his or her favorite food? You are supposed to study that, you know, because if you've identified his or her favorite food, you can always surprise them. Maybe you've just seen her, or you've just seen him feeling a bit bored and everything, you just show up with that favorite food, and then you cheer up everything. You just cheer up everything. So that can also work some wonders. Number 3, don't come home full, Maybe you are working, she's working. Just come home knowing that you are going to share food. You are going to eat together. Because at times it's very disappointing. You reach home, you find your spouse has already cooked for you, and only for you to say now that, but for me, I'm full, I've eaten now. It usually disappoints the person who had prepared the food. Just make it a practice that you'll come home and share the food that is made in the house. Because at times, the person had not even eaten. He or she was waiting for you to come so that you can eat together. Only for you to come and say that, for me, I'm okay now, I've eaten. It's usually a disappointment. So you need to balance. Even if you pass somewhere where you could buy something, remember to leave some space for the food that is going to be prepared at home. And another thing, at times you could be having a low income where you find that most of the time you are struggling. That is okay. Just manage the way you can. But what you need to remember, if your salary is not much, or your earning is not much, you always remember that when you receive your salary, or when you just receive, you're still in a good condition a bit, always make sure that you surprise your spouse or your family with one nice meal, even if it's once or twice in a fortnight, or once in a fortnight, So even if the other days people are just managing here and there, but they know that this person, when he'll get money, he will surprise us, It usually happens with people who are salaried. When it's close to end month, from 20th onwards, you find that they're just managing now. There's no money. They've finished all the money. So just manage it. Whatever is there, you pass like that. But the month ends like this, when you receive the money, include a surprise for your family. You can even say that today, I want us to eat out. You take them out, you share the meal out, just for them to have a little fun, It creates memories that can be remembered, like this. Also, just to cut that monotony of eating in the house every day, cooking everything in the house. Another thing, you need to always appreciate his or her cooking. You must realize that when you guys met, you are coming from a different background. She's coming from a different background. Maybe even he's coming from a different culture, completely different culture, different setting completely. Whereby even some foods that you are going to introduce to her are very new. Or some foods that is going to come with are very new to you. So just need to appreciate each other's cooking and teach each other, you know, how this is done, how this is done. And if you are good in a certain meal, in preparing a certain meal, you can be preparing that meal when you are the one who is around. Maybe she's working late and you're at home. You prepare that meal that you are good in preparing. When she's the one now at home and you are coming late, she prepares the one that she's good in, you know. And that way, over some time, you'll all have now blended and you'll start enjoying the foods together and, you know, everything. And on that note, it means that the cooking, I just want to stress on that, cooking should not be a reserve of one person, you know. I know in the African society, in the African setting, it's mainly the women who are associated with cooking a lot. But even if you are in this society and she's working and you are working, you see, it usually applies more if you have a housewife where she's always at home and you are working. That one we could understand. But in a situation where she's also involved in doing something, where she's coming home late, tired, and you are there at home, there's no point of just waiting for her to come and start, lighting the fire and everything. You're just resting. You just need to appreciate her efforts also where she was, and she comes home and finds that the work has been done, you know. It will also bring more joy in that relationship. You can go that level of helping each other. And in that case, in case you have a house help, it can also go a long way in helping in those kind of situations where both of you are working. So just need to give the house help maybe some instructions about the time that the food is going to be served, always if you're going to wait for each other and things like that. And when at the dining table, that's another thing that you need to practice or enjoy. Practice serving each other, you know. When the food has been served on the serving plates, the serving bowls there, everybody has a plate. Usually, the father usually wants to ensure that the children are eating well, they have been given food, and in his plate there's only little. He just put a little in his plate because he wants to ensure that everybody is eating. Maybe the food is little. So, as a lady, you need to ensure that you also check if his plate is in a good condition. He can only put a little food, so you need to check and also add him. Just add some food here, yeah, so that you can make sure that he's eating enough food. And also for her, you know, she can also just serve everybody and put some very little food on her plate, because she wants to ensure that the family is full. Some ladies are selfless like that. If he's too selfless, she's denying herself so that the other people can enjoy or can be full. So as a man, you also need to be very watchful. You just check, how is this plate? Why is her plate very, the food is scarce in this plate. You just scoop some more food and add to her. And even when she is complaining, why are you adding me like this? Just take some small with a spoon and feed her. You just give her a bite. That is also going to bring you more, together. because when the children are involved, children are usually like food that when the day the dad is cooking, you find that the children are usually very happy. The children usually, the memories that the children usually have is either when the dad cooks the food or when they are taken out. Those are the days that the children remember very well. It gives them more good memories, and they usually speak about it. They usually remember that even as they grow up, our dad used to cook for us, nicely. We like dad's food. So don't be left behind. Ensure that you give your children those kind of memories. That is all for now. If you go and take some measures and try practicing these little things that we have talked about here, you'll see that you'll spice up your relationship a bit in your relationship or in your family. It is usually these small things like this that makes big differences if are observed. Well, for now, I want to allow you to check other matters until we meet in the next video. I want to thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you. God's blessing. God's